Our story is his story.
Every time we tell our story, we give honor and glory to God.
Your story, no matter how spectacular or how ordinary you think it is
a story about God's character.
It is your eyewitness account of how God rescued you from sin and death
through Christ and changed your life forever.
When we share our story with others,
we help them get to know what God is like and what he can do.
This is my story.
My story.
My story.
My story.
My story.
This is our story. Two years ago, we were married, March 18th, 2017. Shortly after, we both knew that we wanted to have a large family, so we started trying to grow our family. After many months of not conceiving, we started the journey with our doctor's appointments. We basically lived in the doctors from the end of 2017 until now. Currently, we now go to a fertility doctor in Charlotte. Dylan was diagnosed with Klinefelter syndrome, which is where he has an extra X chromosome on his reproductive chromosomes. We both grew up in church and very strong in our faith with our families, and we would definitely say that this is our biggest challenge that God has led us to, and His helping us through it. It actually is what brought us here to Connections. The apartment that we got was a blessing that He put us there, and Connections is on our way to work, and that's how we started coming here. We saw it on our drive to work, and that was the blessing of how He led us here and led us to others who struggle with infertility and have helped us get through that. We were always stuck on having our own biological child. We were never open to foster care or adoption, and God has flung doors open for foster care here recently for us. So we have actually started that process. But I would definitely say like our hardest point is coming together and then finding out about infertility. That has been a huge journey for us.
It's still not over.
Yeah, it's still very much, we have days that, I have a lot of days where I don't feel like getting out of bed, and God is my only strength that gets me through it. It's been very tough. Just knowing that like we struggle, and there were so many days before we came to Connections that I didn't want to continue on with life. It really was a hard part where I felt like I was useless because I couldn't grow my family.
I didn't have it much better. Felt about the same way. I was just extremely angry.
We've always had that relationship with God, but it never got to like a really low valley where we really had to fully depend on Him. And this has been a journey that has led us to fully give over our lives to Him, because it was laying so heavy on us that we just didn't know where to go at that point. We felt like we were at a crossroads of, do we move forward with adoption? Do we move forward with foster care? Do we try to do IVF? Like, we were just, what do we do at this point? The thing that like sticks in my heart that is so special to me is before Joseph and Angie even knew our names, they were praying about our situation and our infertility before they even knew us. In our first Connect group, they sat down, and whenever I just let my emotions go of what was going on with our situation and everything, they looked at me and they said, God has just spoken through us to tell you to just be still. You're not alone. Like, I know you're hurt, and I know it doesn't feel good, but you will get through it. And He's there beside you every step of the way. And we needed that. We needed someone that had been through that journey, someone who knew what it was like to feel these emotions and be strong in their faith and tell us how to move forward. I actually, last Saturday, got a text message from Kaylee, and it gives me chills because she woke up from a dream at 8 o'clock in the morning. She said that it was the most vivid dream, that she saw me and Dylan in the kitchen baking a cake, and when we woke up the next morning, it had the name Caden on it, and that eventually God was going to bless us with a baby boy named Caden. When I looked up the name of Caden, it meant fighter, battle warrior, and to us it was
It's-
undescribable.
yeah.
We had already picked out a name for a boy before we knew that we were struggling with infertility, and it's already been changed to
Yep,
Caden. Now it's
out the door.
because that's what God has spoken through his people to tell us. There's still hope, and he's still going to provide for us, and there's going to be a miracle at the end of this journey, and he's going to use us to witness to other people that he can bring happiness through the hardest times.
And I said for a long time, every day that we go by and we do not have a child, and it makes Allyson cry when I do say this, but knowing that every day I go without having a child here, that's another day that God is planning an even bigger miracle for us.
It's not something that's easy. It's definitely something that he has used in us to bring us closer to him. It's definitely been a battle. I think that that's what's grown our faith to where it is now. We've always had that relationship, but now it's like I fully depend on him in everything. I mean, I would say this definitely has started. It's the beginning chapter of our story. That's where we started out in our marriage. We have a strong marriage. I've been blessed that most couples, they struggle in their marriage when they go through infertility, and ours has been the complete opposite. We depend on each other in those hard moments, and it's all thanks to God. He has held us close, and he's using this as our story.